Alright guys, here we are, segment 2, chat room's open, takes on yesterday's game. You can give it in the chat room and it will be open for about the next 30 minutes or so. This segment, play the lowlights of yesterday's game and play the post-game, part 1 of the post-game press with Randy Shannon, and maybe in part 2. Play part 2 of it in the next segment. So without further ado, here is from ESPN, yesterday's Virginia Tech Miami highlights, audio highlights, courtesy of ESPN.
Stephen Morris, 24th ranked Miami, home for number 16 Virginia Tech. Early first quarter, first and goal for the Canes, and a nice throw there by Morris, who finds
very effective on this drive going to Hank here.
On that connection, 7-0 Canes early. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Now the Hokies would answer. Ryan Williams finds some room.
And this is inexcusable. Having going untouched, that is inexcusable.
The fourth quarter. Scoreboard knotted at 17.
Now this was the play that broke our backs. Tackling was still a problem. I mean, he just outran Brandon. I mean, we could not make this stop when we had to. I mean, this was the backbreaker right here.
Regains the lead at 24-17. Later in the fourth quarter now, Tyrod Taylor out.
And this was after the first Morris pick. And again, tackling with rear his ugly head again in a big spot. I mean, when we needed to hold him to a worse a field goal, Taylor's experience was too much.
Back to the ACC title.
And again, that look on Randy Shannon's face at the end of that ESPN highlight pretty much said it all. I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions this winter, actually, and before spring. There will be questions answered. There will be some questions. Just make no mistake about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the post-game presser of Randy Shannon. I'm going to do part 1 now, and then part 2 will be in the next segment. So without further ado, here is Randy Shannon's post-game press conference from yesterday. It's part 1 of Shannon's post-game news conference. Actually, take it back. Here's Shannon's news conference in its entirety from yesterday's game after the game. Without further ado, Randy Shannon.
Lost tonight against Virginia Tech, a team that came out, played hard, played well tonight. I thought basically the key was in the game is that we turned the football over in the red zone. They didn't turn the football over tonight. And when you have what kind of things happen in the game, bad things are going to happen. We couldn't capitalize on big plays. They capitalized on big plays. And no matter how you call it, it's not individuals. It's not a person or that person. It's basically when we had chances in the red zone, we had 2 fumbles. We had opportunities and had some deep balls thrown. We had opportunities. They capitalized on a long run coming out of the third quarter. We had opportunities. We couldn't capitalize on it. So that's the nut of it, and that's the way the game went. I thought the guys played hard. They stayed into it. And like anything, you can't turn the ball against Virginia Tech. And I thought special teams, we were equal. That just stayed the same. So offense and defense, we got to make some plays to get us a chance to win the game tonight. All right.
Just Travis's drop seemed like I like that.
Just like I said, we didn't. That's what I'm talking about. We had drops, big key situation. Big play would happen in the game. We didn't capitalize on it. And not just him. We had some other plays in the game that we had some drops that would make a difference in the game. So they made the plays and we did. And when you watch it, it's heartache because the guys played hard, but we couldn't come up with the big plays at the right time, and they did.
Any thoughts on Stevens' performance?
Turnovers. I mean, he did adequate. Didn't do great. I mean, threw some interceptions in the game. I thought the first half he managed the football game well. But like I said, 2 turnovers in that first half really got us behind. Those 2 turnovers might have put us 6 points or 14 points ahead where we needed to be at going into halftime. But when those things happen, then that set you back. And in the second half, we came back, fourth quarter, he pressed, threw some interceptions and things like that. And those things don't happen when you start pressing a little bit. That's all right. That's all I can tell you, man. So, came back in the game, tried again, and corrected it.
They had a couple big runs they did. Randy obviously was just a breakdown.
That's what I mean. The breakdown, they had a big run that I think third quarter that they went ahead on, which is part of the big play of the game. So like I said, they capitalized on some big plays that we didn't capitalize on. Part of what happened tonight, and can't tell you any other different way to explain it to you guys, that they made the plays that we didn't.
Randy, can you talk about the physical nature of this game? I mean, it seemed like, especially early, Taylor goes down, Robinson goes down, Barry goes down. It seemed like a very hard-hitting game.
It was a very hard-hitting game. That's the thing I say about the players. The players played very hard. I mean, both teams played hard, physical. It was one of those games that we played Virginia Tech all the time. Those kind of hits and that kind of things on the field is going to happen. Luckily everybody got up off the field and walked off the field with no serious injuries from both sides of football, hopefully. And, that was always a positive. But I thought it was a physical game on both sides of the football the whole night.
What about your decision early to go for the 4th and 1 instead of kicking the field goal? It didn't impact that.
4th and 1, we had the momentum going, and came up with a fumble. First down, we're okay. We fumbled the football, so now that's a bad situation. We don't fumble the football, now it's first and 10, ready to go in and try to capitalize. My offensive line was doing a good job of running the football, and we was getting 2, 3, 5, 8 yards to crack. So in that situation, you got to expect, because we had the momentum, we don't make those 2 yards. Didn't expect the turnover, but that is part of football.
Randy, this loss eliminates you. I guess just how disappointing
Yeah,
is that?
that's a disappointing. Because eliminates from the ACC chance of winning this side of the division, but we got a lot of things we got to look forward to. We got another game next week against South Florida. It'll be the senior night, so a lot of seniors on this team that did a lot to help this program to get back, where we are right now, and they know we have a long ways to go, but it's a start for them, and a start for this university to really recognize those seniors, because that senior class came in, they played as true freshmen, and that was, these same guys are now playing now, which is a tremendous effort from them, because they helped with the recruiting class of where we got now, and without those guys being on this football team, I don't think we would be where we are right now with this program.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
All
All right, guys, here's a couple takes on it from Kane's All Access. I want to thank him for that take. It's like you said, senior day next week at South Florida. We know what's got to happen. Virginia Tech's going to play for the ACC Coastal again, 4th time in 6 years. We have to realize you cannot make mistakes the way we did yesterday. The tackling was pitiful. We give up big runs, especially that 80. After we pin Vodtech deep, one play they take the lead for good because we could not make tackles. We couldn't plug the running lane. Once he got out, it was over. He went 84, and basically Virginia Tech took the lead for good. And and Stephen Morris throws 3 interceptions on our last 3 possessions of the game. You can't make mistakes the way we did against Vodtech and expect to win. It is now 7 years since we're not ACC champions, since we joined the league. It's been 6 since we've been in the Coastal Division, and we have not once won the division. Not once. And that's something that bothers me. Okay? It's something we're going to have to address in the spring and before National Signing Day on February 2nd. It must get addressed, gang. So, what I'm going to do in the next segment, if I can find Frank Beamer's post-game press conference, I'll play that and still get your takes on it. So, back in the next segment,